Hi everyone, Mon here, Soul Savant, and welcome to the new channel. I'm just going to do an introductory today regarding what this channel is going to be about. Um, there won't be big discussions about occult sciences, okay? So you won't need to know astrology or numerology. You will want to be an old soul. You will also have thoughts or have thought previously that maybe you are ending your time of reincarnating, I will use that word, uh, back into a body on planet Earth. Now, this channel is going to be very different to anything that I have seen online. I'm going to be as honest and as transparent as I can. I don't profess to be an ascended master or anything like that. I will be sharing my journey in the respect of where I'm at. Now, when I was a young teenager, still in high school, before I had studied any occult sciences or sat down and thought about anything like that, I remember a topic of reincarnation came up. That was before we knew that there was no reincarnation, everything's happening in the now moment. Um, a discussion of reincarnation came up, and I remember speaking out to everybody and saying, well, I'm not coming back here ever again. This is my last life. And if I come back, I will be somebody's angel. And that just came out of my mouth. And my life has been one of joining dots. Okay, I've got a great memory. And when something happens in life, I see the synchronicities. All right, I've been seeing synchronicity in life for a very long time. It's talked about a lot now, synchronicity, due to the awakening movement. Okay. So I believe this is my last life, and I have worked on remembering who and what I am since I picked up the Bible and read the whole Bible at age 7. Not because anybody made me do it, because I wanted to do it, and I was fascinated. And then at 17, I picked up astrology and then numerology and many of the other occult sciences other than tarot cards. But I did have rune stones that I still have, very early 20s, which were a life-saving guide for me in getting through life. I'm actually 60. So, I'm at a time in my life where most of the planetary changes have happened. Okay. And I've worked very hard as a seeker. However, now I profess to be a finder. And there's no ego attached to this. And I know many people would blush if they were here speaking about their own personal journey, because especially in Australia, we have a tall poppy syndrome, and nobody wants to profess that they're on their last life and are enlightened. All right. Now, this channel is going to be looking at these areas, topics, subjects, because I'd love this channel to be a safe place where we can discuss these points. And we are the modern humans of our time. No longer will you need to travel to India and live in an ashram or go on to the Himalayas and live in a cave. Yes, that can be beneficial, and I have done that in this lifetime. And I have had remembrances in India, and I have been taken to a cave right out in the center of India and fell to the floor as soon as I walked into that cave, and the whole cave system got shut down. And the tour guides left me in there and locked all of the tourists out. The energy was that strong, and I was allowed to walk around that cave area on my own. Those caves are called Ajanta, Ellora caves. There is a big sleeping Buddha in those caves, and I was led there from a Lonely Planet book that I was looking at before traveling to India in 2008. And my hand was moved and taken to that spot. And then I had to go and look up, what is that spot? And there's nothing there other than these caves that were unearthed in 1950. And we'll talk about that, okay? And that was a pretty amazing experience. And I've been back there twice, and I'd like to go for a third time as well this lifetime. I have crystals that I bought from the cave that were just in the ground, picked up from the ground, and they are quite big. I should have brought those. They're in the room, but I'll leave them for another time. So, the number one act that we can do is meditate daily, because in our meditation, we master the mind, and the mind is the last frontier for humanity. And at the moment, we know that the mind is being taken away by technology, okay, and distracted. The mind is distracted by technologies. And it seems that what would make a whole human, a contented human, a human that lives in peace and serenity, is being sabotaged by technology. So that is what I want to share on this channel, and have a space for those who believe that this is their last lifetime or next to last lifetime. Okay, now there will be soul groups that would relate to this channel, and mid-60s, and I'm talking planetary alignments, okay, because there is soul groups that have come in on very heavy planetary alignments with the challenging squares, okay, and I'll leave it at that. We don't want to get too heavy into how we got here, okay, so we came here, many paths lead to heaven. So whether you came through religiously, with the Eastern religions, occult sciences, meditation alone, it doesn't matter how you get there. The journey is all the same. And once you reach enlightenment, you understand that that is the human's goal. Now, you may look out there into the world and think, no, that's not the be-all and end-all of humanity, what's going on, but that it's a journey, okay? And as we awaken more and step into the new paradigms, into higher frequencies, dimensions, all of this, it's all a story. So how we got here, our studies, our courses, all of the different things that we've done outside of ourselves to reach this point are defunct. We don't need them any longer. They are just stories. Everything is a story to the mind. And when the mind and the being understand that it's all story, all there is the breath and divinity, God, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it. There are no rules. The name of the game is peace and serenity every day, no matter who we're with, no matter if we're on our own, no matter if we're being emotionally triggered at the time. Peace and serenity is the name of the game. And that's what this channel is going to be about. The other thing that would interest you if you love this channel would be detachment. Detachment from people, places, and things. And this in itself is very hard for the human, because the human's identity becomes attached to what is outside of ourselves. And the child within feels scared to release those attachments, because they have been what makes the child within secure. So there's many topics that we can touch on in this channel, And I personally need to be able to share, and I personally have been urged to share my experiences. My ego is gone, so it's been a push to get me to start this channel, because my thinking is nobody wants to do this work. I don't know anybody in my community that has come this far on their journey yet. So I am hoping that this channel will attract others that are old souls and believe that they're coming to the end of the journey. And one way you will know that your soul is coming to the end of the journey is because your soul is tired. It is tired of returning to a human body. Nothing excites the soul anymore on this planet, other than the beauty of the planet. We can never let go of the beauty of the planet. But humanity has detached itself from the planet. And she has been called Mother Earth, Father Sky, the male and the female principle of God, Source, Spirit. So everything is beautiful out there, the animals, the nature, even humans, the love that flows through a human being, which is God, Source, Spirit. We don't love. It's love that flows through us. When we love somebody else, we are not resisting love flowing through us to pass through onto that other person where they feel loved. And if love isn't allowed to flow out of us, well, that's because we've got a resistance to that person through some thought story that we've given the situation with that person. That means then we've resisted love to flow out from us. And that's when the energy turns into a lower frequency of dislike, hate, all of that. Lower frequency energy. But it is love that loves through us. Now, I have jumped around. We will be talking about our ancestors as well, because us as individuals, we represent many ages. Okay, our ancestors that go back, that go back, that go back, that go back, that go back. And time and space on planet now is, the energies on planet now have built to the point of awakening, right? And that is an option for everyone on the planet. Doesn't matter how old or young your soul is. You have that opportunity if you choose. However, a young soul is all excited about this and that, and I want to do this and I want to do that. None of this would make any sense to a young soul. But an old soul, yes, a soul that has experienced many times in the human body on planet Earth. So I'm going to leave it at that. I hope that a few of you will join me. I am not expecting this channel to go viral. Maybe down the track when more are awakened and those that really don't feel alone, because once you become enlightened, you don't feel alone because you're not alone. You're with God, Source, Spirit. And that's enough. That is fulfilling enough. And if you're meditating every day, you are filling your cup as if a human being was pouring love into you. A partner, a child, family member. You don't need any of those if you're connecting with God, Source, Spirit on a daily basis. All we want is love. We want to feel content. We want to feel good. That can be achieved through meditation, but we need to master the mind because the mind is full of stories. And the mind is not the truth. However, part of our being believes that it is up to a certain point until you understand that it's not. All right. So if anything that I will use, it may be the rune stones, because they are a journey from life to enlightenment. All right, it's the human journey. Tarot cards are the same. However, tarot cards now online have become entertainment. Astrology has become entertainment. Numerology has become entertainment. Even now, ancient Chinese astrology has become entertainment. And these were sources of enlightenment, of personal growth and enlightenment. And now they are entertainment due to technology on the planet. All right, so this channel is deep. It's going to be very deep. I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to share what I'm doing because no word of a lie, I live in peace and serenity every day. It blows my mind. It wasn't always like that. It was horrific. I had a horrific life previous to the last few years. However, I will discuss all of that and I'll discuss why. And I totally understand why, and hopefully that will help anyone that subscribes to this planet, to this channel, to this planet, to this channel, in the hope that you won't feel alone and that there are more of us around that are walking this journey. And I know that I won't be returning because I know that I know that I know. And that's where we need to be so that when we do come to that time when we are leaving our body, we actually feel comfortable stepping through into Bardo. And we will discuss Bardo as well. All right, so if there's anything specific that you'd like to get into, other than some sort of study, I've got a lot of books. There's so much, there's so many resources out there that we can refer to in discussing our last sojourn into the human body. All right, so thank you very much. Any thoughts, please comment. I don't know what this is really going to be about, but I am trusting the guidance and direction that I've had. And I haven't shared any of this not because I felt stupid, because I thought it was a very private thing. And it is a private thing in eons past. However, now we're getting to the point where many people are going to have the energy at hand and the opportunity to ascend, truly ascend this physical body. Not just upgrade and have a consciousness of, oh, we are spiritual beings having a human existence, That's an upgrade. But a real ascension is ascending in the body, and then after leaving the body, not having to return back to this life, death, karmic circle that we find ourselves in. All right, well, thank you very much. I think namaste. I see the spirit in you. I see God, source, spirit. I see that. That's who you are. And I'm very grateful. So I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.